insurance, you don't keep it. Go ahead. You're one of the very fortunate ones, but if you're uninsured or underinsured, you'll be able to go into this plan for Congress, and it will be affordable. We're going to provide health care tax credits. We're going to limit the amount of money anybody has to pay for their premium. We're going to get everybody in the system, because then those of us with insurance won't be paying a hidden tax of about $900 a year to take care of all the uninsured. And you know, we're finally going to get serious about education. Again, working with Pennsylvania and your governor, we're going to have a pre-kindergarten program that is especially focused on disadvantaged kids. Because you know, if we prepare them, they will do much better in school, and we'll actually end up saving money. It's a good investment. For every dollar you invest in pre-kindergarten and preschool, it saves $7 in lost productivity, in criminal justice, and incarceration costs. Let's start investing in our littlest children. It'll pay off big time over years. And then I am going to end the unfunded mandate known as No Child Left Behind. You obviously know it is not working. You know, I told the governor and some legislators this morning, the federal government only pays about 10% of the cost of public education. But let's use that money wisely. For example, why don't we finish the job we started 30 years ago and have the federal government fully fund special education as it promised all those years ago? So you will have a president who's a partner again with governors and mayors and educators and school boards to find the best solutions to improve our public education system. And then let's make college affordable again. I know we've got some young people back here. That's our Wellesley cheer. I really believe that the time has come for us to recognize the college affordability crisis for what it is. We are closing the doors of college on millions of young people who are hardworking and deserving, and we're saying, sorry, we're not going to help you go to college, and the costs have gotten so much, your families are not going to be able to afford it. Well, I think it's time we say that's not how America is supposed to work. We're going to open those doors of college. We're going to provide more tax help. We're going to provide more direct aid like Pell Grants. We're going to work to make sure that these student loan companies cannot undermine the dream of college. I want to get back to direct lending from the federal government directly to students and families. And let's also offer national service so that young people who are willing to do 2 years of national service can earn up to $10,000 a year and put that toward college. But in addition to the problem we have of affordability, and the colleges and universities have to start taking a hard look at how much their costs go up every year. This has got to be really scrutinized. But in addition, we've got so many people graduating with debt. How many of you here have college debt? Well, I'm going to make an offer to you. If you're willing to do a public service job like teaching or nursing or law enforcement, we will forgive your debt over time. I believe that the young people of America are a good investment. And instead of thinking just about the next election, we should be thinking about the next generation, because that's the way that America should plan for the future. So we have a lot of work to do on these very basic issues, the ones that get you up in the middle of the night worried about how you're going to pay for health care, and with gas going up toward $4 a gallon, how you're going to afford to commute to work, as many people do, into Harrisburg. So we're going to work on all of these kitchen table issues. But then we have to restore America's leadership and moral authority in the world. And that is going to start with ending the war in Iraq and bringing our withdrawing troops within 60 days of becoming president. Now, this has to be done carefully and responsibly. But our young men and women have done everything they were asked to do. They were asked to get rid of Saddam Hussein, and they did. They were asked to help the Iraqis have free and fair elections, and they did that. And then they were asked to help the Iraqi government have the space and time to make the decisions that only the Iraqis can make for themselves. But there is no military solution. That's why it is in America's interest, in our military's interest, in our men and women in uniform's interest, and I believe in the Iraqis' interest, for us to make it abundantly clear that the Iraqi government and people have to decide how they will use this gift of freedom that they sons and daughters, we must take care of them. They deserve the health care and the compensation, and too many of them haven't been getting it. I have been working to cut through red tape and untangle the bureaucracy for years now. The stories are heartbreaking, of young widows being denied what they deserve to have, of young returning service members with both visible and invisible wounds having to wait months before they can be treated. I'll tell you, as Commander-in-Chief, I think you have the highest obligation to those who serve our country. And I believe that taking care of those who took care of us has to be a high priority, and I also believe that although we have the greatest military in the world, force should be used as a last resort, not a first resort. And I will tell the rest of the world that America is back to cooperate, to find common ground, to work together, to deal with the many challenges we confront across the globe. You cannot be a leader if no one is following. And therefore, we have to get back into leading the world on all of these big threats and dangers, from global warming to global terrorism to global epidemics. But we can repair that damage. I am convinced of it. I believe the world will let out a big sigh of relief when George Bush finally